Greetings everyone, Nick here, and today we have a very special kit to show you, the TAMA 50th Anniversary Limited Edition Starclassic Mirage 5-piece shell pack. Would you agree with me that music gear has a vibe all on its own? Before you ever make music with a particular piece of gear, you're drawn to the way it looks first. That's true for guitars and basses for sure, drums, keyboards, horns, I would say just about everything. Even recording gear. When you see a big console in a nice studio like we have here at Sweetwater Studios, the excitement starts immediately, before a single note of music is even played. Microphones come in all shapes and sizes. And my point being is that the look of music gear does play an important role in how we perceive that particular piece of gear, before we even hear what it can do. A great example of that is this super cool looking TAMA Starclassic Mirage drum kit. You heard me play the drums a little at the beginning of the video, and we're gonna go deep into each drum on the kit in just a moment. But what is awesome about this TAMA drum kit is that it sounds even better than it looks. TAMA has knocked it out of the park. Before I dive into the details of this kit, I humbly ask that you like this video and hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber to our channel. Let's dive in. First off, the sizes of the drums. There's a 22 by 16 inch kick drum, a 10 by 7 and 12 by 8 inch rack toms, 14 by 12 and 16 by 14 inch floor toms. Those are really cool sizes. I think the depth being a little bit different than the diameter gives you a nice big full tone. The rack toms are attached to the cymbal stands by the MC69 single tom attachment. The clamps are very easy to use and they hold the toms in place really well. The toms and the kick drum are a 5-piece shell pack, meaning it does not come with a snare drum, but as you can tell, there is a matching snare if you want to add it on, and it is a 14 by 6.5. Before I get into the shells, let's go through the hardware first. There's die-cast hoops on the toms and the snare drum, and die-cast hoops really do give you a lot of tone and power to the drums, and they feel really great when you really lay into the drums, especially with rim shots. Black nickel hardware all around, and it looks amazing on these clear shells. TAMA's Starcast mounting system on the toms. The toms hang freely from 3 points that are not connected to the lugs, and it's really easy to remove the system when you need to change the heads. There's 3 rubber grommets right here, and you just twist them like a screw or a nut, and it comes right off. Change the heads, put it back on, you're good to go. Some very nice additions to the hardware in this kit are the cushioned floor tom legs, the padded claw hooks and notched bass drum spurs that keep the kick drum in place and make it easy to get it back in that perfect position every time you set up the kit. TAMA is really well known for making great hardware. They put just as much effort into that side of their business as they do for the drums themselves, and that intention is well represented here on this Starclassic Mirage kit. One last thing to point out are the wood bass drum hoops that are finished in a piano black gloss lacquer. Just one more thing that makes this kit look stunning. All of those things, along with the fantastic shells, just make the drums perform so well, which is what we're all after as players, right? And if you take care of them and show them a little love along the way, these will last you a lifetime. Now on to the shells. TAMA has a long history making synthetic shells, beginning back in the 1970s. These are seamless clear acrylic shells. The kick drum is 6.5 millimeters thick and the toms are 5.5 millimeters thick. How they make these shells seamless is really pretty cool. The shells are extruded, meaning they're produced like a long, hollow log in different diameters, then cut into the desired depths. This process produces a seamless shell with a consistent thickness. Another highlight of these acrylic shells is that, unlike wood, they're unaffected by changing climates, meaning you could safely use them in any environment. Hot, cold, humid, dry, they're still going to perform like they're supposed to. All right, enough talking. I've done that enough. Let's hear these drums some more. We're gonna start with the toms, snare wires off, go through them a little bit, then I'll turn the snare wires on and we can hear each drum individually. Here we go. powerful tone. It really gives back to the player side. Let me tell you, there's a lot of volume coming this way, and it's nice and pleasant and round sounding. And then when you do lay into these toms with the die-cast hoops and you do some nice rim shots, boy, it just feels and sounds really great. The heads they give you right out of the box are nice professional heads. Evans G2 clear batter heads on the top, TAMA's clear Powercraft heads for the resonance side, and they just give a nice, beautiful tone. And you're not going to want to put coated heads on these beautiful clear drums. It'll just take away from the vibe. So definitely go with clear heads, and it'll give you a big fat tone. Now on to this huge sounding kick drum. I put a little bit of dampening on the inside, 2 Evans EQ pillows, and they're just lightly touching the resonant and the batter side. When you get it out of the box, there's nothing on the inside, and it sounds great that way too, but these EQ pillows just take away a little bit of the sustain. I don't want to deaden up this drum because it sounds great the way it is. If you do get a front head and put the hole in it, it's going to be a little bit drier. You can put a little more dampening on the inside as well, but it sounds great like this, and just wanted to show you like this. So let's go for it. Snare wires off, and then I'll put the snare wires on. Here we go. There is a really clear difference between the soft sounds and the really loud sounds when I was really pushing hard on the kick drum pedal. It's big and it's like a cannon. It just sounds amazing. It's really fun to hear and super inspiring. Let's also get into this snare drum a little bit. It doesn't come with the shell pack like I said earlier, but it is a great sounding snare drum, and you can add it to this kit and have the clear look all the way around if you so desire. 6.5 by 14. Feels really nice. You have the die-cast hoops on the snare as well, so you can really dig into those rim shots. It's super sensitive. It gets quiet and loud all over the place. And there's a coated Evans G1 head for the top. Here we go. Before I move on, I'd like to give a shout out to the rest of this great gear I have showing off this TAMA kit. Telefunken microphones, M80s on the snare and the rack toms. I've got Earthworks DM20s on my floor toms. Audio-Technica 5045s for the overheads. On the kick drum, there's a Beyerdynamic TG-D71, along with a Neumann FET 47 out in front as well. I have a Neumann U87 out in front of the drum kit, and I'm really spoiled with these fantastic microphones. Everything's going into a couple of Apollos and then on into Pro Tools, and that's how you're hearing everything. I'm also playing these drums, little shout out to myself here, with my Nick DiVirgilio signature ProMark drumsticks. Grab these at Sweetwater as well. You can grab all of this gear at Sweetwater, and if you want to learn about any of it, check out the links in the description below. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed hearing and learning about the TAMA 50th Anniversary Limited Edition Starclassic Mirage 5-piece shell pack. Don't forget, there is the matching snare drum if you are interested. These drums bring it. Great sound and great looks. Take this kit around town to your gigs and you're definitely gonna turn a lot of heads. They are worth checking out. If you want any more information on this TAMA product, head on over to sweetwater.com or reach out to your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you again next time. Cheers.